Happy Friday, Vendasta, and welcome to All Hands for October 17th. Please give a big hand for your host today, coming at you all the way from Vancouver Island, Dale Hopkins!
Hey, thanks a lot, John. That's great. Happy Friday, everybody. Why don't we get started on today's All Hands? I think we've got a relatively tight agenda today, so we should be able to get to our afternoons relatively quickly. Why don't we get started here? We've got 4 new Vendastians joining the team. Why don't we? I think some of the folks are in office, so do we want to move on to that part? Maybe come on up, or John, do you want to manage that piece?
Yeah, whoever is in office, come on up to the stage.
Okay. Cool. Hello, everyone. Hello. Good. Can you hear me? Hello, everyone. My name is George. Moved from India 4 months ago. Joined Vendasta as an enablement specialist. Got 15, 16 years in the customer service field. Happy to be here. Love sports. So anyone looking for a partner in sports, I'm always there. Love football, badminton, basketball. So that's a little about me.
Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. My name is Shweta. The way I pronounce it is Shweta. I have joined team as a sales development representative, as for one. I'm happy to be here in front of you, one of the living example of attending Ideas on Tap on every Thursdays, not every, maybe every other Thursdays you used to have. For the fact that this has been our go-to for our Tech Girls Walk. So Square has always been a building we used to get along and go by the river for the walk. And again, Ideas on Tap has one of the reasons, it has evolved the curiosity in me to know more about the initiative and the purpose Vendasta work with. And I'm glad to be part of the team now, being an official Vendastian. I'm here to learn, contribute to the team, and end up making new connections, giving them opportunity to know me. Thank you so much for making us feel home, and I'm looking forward to meet new people. So thank you, everyone. Hello, hello.
George, Jeremy, can you to introduce yourselves from online?
I can do I did a quick intro last week, but happy to introduce myself again. Jeremy Marcus. I'm a technical program engineer. I come from Salesforce, the pre-sales and post-sales side of things. Live in Bay Area, California, and two of my interests are deep sea fishing and wine tasting, actually. Not during work hours, though. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, that's me.
Hi, maybe I can go now. My name is Mufti Onup Munir, and I have joined this week as a technical account manager. Before joining here, I used to work at Accenture, based in Ottawa, Ontario. And one fun fact about me would be I have a massive backlog of games on Steam and PlayStation, but that is not stopping me from buying new ones. So I plan to play more games in future, maybe. Thank you, and I'm glad to meet you all. Thank you.
I'll go next. Hi, everyone. I am Danielle. I previously worked at Studio 98 as a senior account manager. Super excited to be working with everyone as a team. I'm based in South Africa, so my hobbies include going to the beach or taking a hike in our beautiful mountain range that we have.
I guess I'm next. My name is Hannes. I was previously employed at Studio 98 as an account manager. I'm very excited to grow with Broadly. I've started about almost a month ago, I would say 2 weeks ago. I'm also based in South Africa, in Cape Town, and I only got one hobby, and that's playing golf. And yeah, it's going to be great to work with all of you. Thank you.
All right, who is singing together?
Hello. So we have prepared a group song. We can start. Maybe we can give it a beat. Yeah. Yeah, awesome. Thank you. So are we ready, everybody?
Already.
So
Yep,
this is
all good.
the song name is "Don't Stop Believing," and it's from the song Journey. Okay, awesome. All right, let's start it.
Cool. You want to start?
You can
No,
go.
You can go ahead.
Okay.
Don't
Don't stop
Stop
believing,
believing,
stay
Hold on
hold
to
on
that
to
feeling.
feeling.
Don't
the
Street
street
lights,
like
people.
people.
Hey.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone,
Yeah,
for hearing
that's
us out.
great. Well, I don't know if it's great, but I think we're all excited it's done, right? Thank you very much. We appreciate you partaking in one of our classic rituals. It's always fun. You'll especially appreciate watching from now on because you're not part of it. So that's cool. Why don't we move on to the next one here? And we've got a couple of anniversaries that are pretty exciting. I think we've got, well, why don't we dive into some of the anniversaries? Oh, I'm going too far. There we go. Sorry. Turns out the scroll wheel actually moves forward. With 2 years, we've got Sai. Round of applause for Sai. Okay, perfect. Let's move on to, we've got a 3-year. There we go. Aisha, 3 years. Round of applause. Now, we've got a couple of folks coming up on a big one here. This is 4 years. We've got 3 folks here. We've got Shamak, Daesh, and Thiba. Round of applause for 4 years. Now, don't worry, we've got an exciting video presentation coming up next because we have not one, but 2 5-year anniversaries this year. And we always do a special presentation for 5 and I guess multiples of 5 in terms of anniversaries. So why don't we move on to our 5-year anniversaries today? We've got Amanda Ritz and Dwayne Larson with a video from the team. John, do you want to cue that up?
Oh, yes, Dwayne Larson, I believe. I remember him. He had a face like a flower. Yeah, a cauliflower.
Mandy, Dwayne, congratulations on 5 years. That's a crazy achievement. Mandy, you've been a fantastic account executive for many, many years, fantastic account manager, killing it year after year. Dwayne, you delivered results in 2023. Congrats, buddy. I actually heard that they're bringing back the 18% just for your 5 years. Isn't that amazing? But in all seriousness, congrats to the both of you. Super happy to see everything that you've accomplished here at Vendasta.
Hi, Dwayne. Happy 5-year anniversary from me and from your goddaughter Jasmine here. Hope you're doing well. I hope everyone's checking on you, making sure you're all right after I left. You know, anyone, if you see Dwayne messaging ChatGPT, asking how long does it take for a body to reach terminal after falling from the 16th floor, please check up on him. Make sure he's okay. Maybe get him an Udable. I'm sure he's going to appreciate that. So I'm just here to say a few words and tell a funny story about Dwayne.
Yes, Dwayne. Dwayne Larson, I believe. I remember him. He had a face like a flower. Yeah, a cauliflower.
Mandy, Dwayne, congratulations on 5 years. That's a crazy achievement. Mandy, you've been a fantastic account executive for many, many years, fantastic account manager, killing it year after year. Dwayne, you delivered results in 2023. Congrats, buddy. I actually heard that they're bringing back the 18% just for your 5 years. Isn't that amazing? But in all seriousness, congrats to the both of you. Super happy to see everything that you've accomplished here at Vendasta.
Hi, Dwayne. Happy 5-year anniversary from me and from your goddaughter Jasmine here. Hope you're doing well. I hope everyone's checking on you, making sure you're all right after I left. You know, anyone, if you see Dwayne messaging ChatGPT, asking how long does it take for a body to reach terminal velocity after falling from the 16th floor, please check up on him. Make sure he's okay. Maybe get him an Udable. I'm sure he's going to appreciate that. So I'm just here to say a few words and tell a funny story about Dwayne. Most of you don't know, but we actually didn't start at Vendasta at the same time. We started about 2 months apart. He started in September of 2020, and I started in November of 2020. And we've only interacted at the beginning of 2021 when I was an SDR and he was an AE. And there was a particular month where I think I booked a few demos for him, which turned out to be good demos and good partners. So he was feeling thankful and decided to buy me lunch. So he said, let's go get some noodles, of course. Tien's is a great place, let's go there. And I told him, well, actually there's this other place called Red Pepper, which I think is even better than Tien's. Have you been there? And he was like, no, I haven't been there, so we should go and try. So we went for lunch on one day. And after lunch, he actually turned to me and said, you know what, I actually think you're right. I think this is even better than Tien. And then later that night, we both had the worst food poisoning of our lives. It was so bad that we actually had to call in sick the next day to work because we just couldn't handle it. So it was that bad. But Dwayne is a sensational guy. I think everyone that works with him knows how committed and motivated he is. I've lost count of how many times I've seen him in the sales floor at 7, 8 p.m. at night on a Friday before month end, trying to close deals, get to quota. And sometimes I feel like he pulls deals out of thin air, but he manages and he gets to quota. So kudos to him for his perseverance. And not only that, but he's a great team member. He's always willing to help those who ask for help. I know he helped a few other AEs when they were starting as a tutor, trying to get them to learn lessons that he learned the hard way. So he's a true team member in that aspect. And he just has this energy that is contagious and uplifts the vibe in the 14th floor. So good job, Dwayne, for being who you are. And I think most importantly for me, he's a super loyal friend, which is what I admire him the most for. So we miss you. Hope to see you soon, and live, laugh, love.
Hey Mandy, congratulations on finishing five beautiful years at Vendasta. It's a pleasure to work with you. I have got a chance to know you a little bit in the last 2 years working on the same team. I look forward to whenever you're organizing a party or any team activity, you're a firecracker, an absolute awesome person to hang out with. Cheers to 5 more years of espresso martinis, and congratulations on finishing the 5 years.
Dwayne The Rock Larson, what's going on, buddy? Just want to wish you a happy 5-year anniversary. Oh my goodness, time flies. It's a joy working with you. And we've been on teams together from the Bell Bandits days, and we've gone toe to toe when it comes to being on different teams doing the Lord's work. But you're a true sales guy. You care about your clients. You hate administration, and you concentrate on things that close the deal and bring the money. I get it. Me too. But I want to wish you a happy 5 years, many, many more years for you, buddy, man. Stay focused, and love working with you. Take care. Bye.
Hey, Dwayne, I don't actually hate you. I love you. Happy 5-year anniversary.
Hey Dwayne, congratulations on finishing 5 glorious years at Vendasta. Man, you're like sunshine. You're always smiling, always happy. I wish you would remain like that. I'm cheering on. I'm cheering super hard for the next 5 years for you at Vendasta. You're a ray of sunshine. Always be happy. Always crack jokes. Always make everyone happy around you. You're the best, probably one of the best colleagues I work with at Vendasta. Just be happy and wishing you all the best.
Dwayne, man, I really don't know what to tell you. 5 years at Vendasta is like 20 years anywhere else, especially in the sales department, I feel like. But what can I say? You know, you came from furniture and you were a manager in furniture. You came into tech sales and you became the guy in sales to deliver results. And I am just honored that I was able to be mentored by someone like you. Your sarcasm is very much so minimally appreciated, but you keep doing it anyway, so that's cool. You know, your actual ability to connect with people on the phone is really awesome. I hear this line all the time from you when you're on calls, and it's something like, well, sorry you have to see me again, or something like that. And man, you just don't do yourself justice. But you truly are a really good salesperson at Vendasta. Not only that, but a good leader. I know I was mentored and coached by you in the beginning, and honestly, without you and Jeff Davis, I don't know if I would have got to where I was. Obviously, as an electrician in the past, coming into a sales role was very daunting for me, and you actually truly did help that. You didn't talk to me until I became an AE. It was like this weird SDR AE rivalry or something like that. That's not how it's supposed to work. But appreciate the friendship we've garnered since then, and I'm just excited for you, man. Happy 5 years. Excited to see what kind of results you deliver here in the future, and just want you to know that we appreciate you. We're very thankful for you. Even with all the sarcasm, you definitely help the team a lot. So congrats on 5 years, buddy, and we will see what the rest has in store.
Dwayne, the 2023 top account executive champ, what a year that was. And Mandy, looking like the 2025 champ of the AE group. Excited for your 5 years. Tons of development over that time. Maybe Dwayne can catch you, Mandy, but it's not looking good right now. But congrats, you two.
Hey, Dwayne. Can you believe it's been 5 years already? I remember when we started on the Magic Dragons team together 5 years ago, and we managed to stick together on many team shuffles until we were finally placed on different teams. But you know what the real tragedy is? It's been forever since our last Noodle Bowl. I don't know how we've managed to stay friends through that type of neglect. But anyway, cheers to amazing 5 years. You've made every team fun and every meeting just a little bit more ridiculous. Cheers to 5 more. And seriously, let's fix that Noodle Bowl situation.
Big shout out to Dwayne, aka Grand Larceny, for hitting the 5-year mark. Whether it's your dry one-liners, calm under pressure, AE energy, or just the fact that you make work more fun. I mean, honestly, man, I'm like, my ribs hurt sometimes when we have lunch together, and I love that. I cherish that. You've made a huge impact over the last half decade, and I'm sure you're the team that works directly with you. You've built trust, you've closed deals, and you've kept your cool all this while. At the same time, thanks for being both the brain and the banter, and for keeping the office vibes alive. Here's to another 5 Grand Larceny. You're a real one.
Hey, Dwayne. Congrats on 5 years. It's been a slice sitting next to you for the last 3 of those years. 2 of them being your manager now. But thank you for always making us laugh, keeping the tunes going strong, especially when I need my Throwback Thursdays, and sending the completely inappropriate but terrifyingly funny TikToks. I really appreciate you. So grateful to have you on my team, and for you to be there as a role model for all of our other team members as well. Here's to 5 more and many, many, many more Noodle Bowls to come.
So I've had the privilege of sitting beside Mr. Larson for around 8 months. And during that time, he has been a great colleague and mentor. He would answer 1 question of mine per week. And that made me really self-reliant, as he would mostly pretend to not hear what I said. That being said, this is somebody that always has a smile on his face, always cracks jokes, has great taste in music, has taste in music. I guess he just plays music and makes some weird AI generated pictures from time to time. We love you, buddy, and wish you all the very best for the next 5 years. See you around.
Hey Mandy, congratulations on 5 years. That is huge. I gotta say, one of my favorite times at Vendasta has been with you and Johan and Keegan in Calgary at Social West. Just felt like it was a really good time to get to know each other, really good time to just meet and network with a lot of really cool people and have a lot of fun as well. Gotta say, you know, I think you're one of the silent killers at Vendasta. You're like the person who puts their head down. I haven't personally heard you say a lot, but I also haven't had a chance to work with you very closely. But you get the job done, and you do it well, and your partners love you. So I think it's really cool to watch you kind of grow in the role. I've seen you as a AE, an account manager, and an enterprise AE now, and you've done all exceptionally well. So I hope you are excited for the next 5 years and you got a weighted blanket or whatever you chose. So congrats on the 5 years.
Dwayne, happy 5-year anniversary, man. I want to take these few seconds to really tell you about all the things that I appreciate in the last few years that I've had a chance to work with you. I really appreciate how you can play the same song over and over and over again until I want to erase it from my mind. I really appreciate how you're always there and able to answer any and all questions I may have, and then immediately complain after as to why I asked for your help. What I truly appreciate, though, is how much fun you make it just be here and working in the office. Everyone loves your weird, quirky, cornball, dark jokes, but the jokes land most of the time, so keep it up, stay out of the aux and get a little bit better and don't go brain dead when we're playing games together, and I'm pretty sure we'll get along just fine for the next 5 years.
Dwayner, happy 5 years, man. Crazy how time flies. It seems like it was just yesterday that we're getting hired together, part of the Next 100 here at Vendasta. And I remember from that time you were unbelievable to work with. You were a great resource. We were going through the training together. You were always there to lend a helping hand, bounce questions off of. It was a great experience. So when I returned this year in 2025, it was awesome to see where you were at in your career, the development that's been put in, the hard work, the personal success. So I'm happy for you, man. It was awesome to see where we started and where you're at now. And things haven't changed. I remember my first week back, I came to you with questions. We sat down for film review. You helped me get back up to speed. And you've been nothing but awesome to work with in my 2 years. I do only have one gripe with you, Dwayne, and it's been a gripe since 2020, and that is Diet Coke it's not better than Coke Zero. You're the only one who thinks that, and every time we have the discussion, you're just like, Coke Zero tastes bad, Coke, But I have one question for you, Dwayne. When has Diet Coke ever been out in the pop machine upstairs? When? I need an answer, because I don't think it ever has been. So we can have our little one-on-one arguments about what's better, but the people have spoken, Dwayne. Coke Zero, out 4 times a week. Diet Coke, you're the only one that drinks it. Anyways, Dwayne, love you, buddy. Congrats on the success. Congrats on the 5 years.
It's a happy 5-year anniversary to Amanda. Just want to wish you a happy 5 years. You've accomplished a lot with the sales team here. And we love you out here at Vendasta. I'm looking forward to more accomplishments. You keep growing every year, and such a milestone that I wanted to take the time to acknowledge you. Happy 5-year anniversary, Amanda. Take care.
Oh, wow, that was great. Only a little bit to say, I guess. Thank you very much for the heartfelt appreciation for that team. Now, on congratulations this week, we've got 5 movers and shakers. And so we've got 2 slides here. So just hold on your applause for 1 second here. Let's see what we've got. Congratulations, first of all, to Jordan Watson, moving to Revenue Operations Manager. We've got Dorian Thiessen moving to Senior Developer. We've got Jillian Ast moving to Senior Manager Web and Design. We've got F. David Schultz moving to Senior Product Marketing Manager, and Loretta Peters moving to Associate Product Marketing Manager. Congratulations. Okay, now the next part here, we've got a couple of kudos to talk to. So kudos, again, this is done through Lattice, and we try to recognize the 16 leadership principles. And so you'll often see these key phrases in some of the kudos. But this week, the first kudos goes out to Arun from Tobin. And so Tobin is the product manager for social marketing, and he wants to extend a heartfelt thank you to Arun for all of the great things he's done for social marketing and the support he's provided, making so many things easier. So a big round of applause for Arun. Perfect. And our next kudos goes out to, we've got this for Mohammed, and this comes from Raymond. And so Mohammed works on the Website Pro team. And one of the things is that he's been an absolute asset in supporting the team on the difficult migration PHP versions 8.1, 8.2, and 8.3. And while those may be, if you're not a PHP person, those don't feel super significant to our customers wanting to upgrade these and keep their WordPress websites working properly. This is great, and a big shout out for all the help you've done there. All right, on to customer love. We've actually got a pretty good number of pieces of feedback from customers. And this week it's for Aisha. Always a pleasant interaction, and I have this feeling of assurance and 100% support. This is a partner that activated LSP on the wrong account. Thanks, Aisha, massive help. Facebook connection issue solved over a screen share, and this was very helpful. He also got a ticket started for me to help solve the issue completely. Social marketing connection issue escalated as a bug that was resolved, and great to get human support when needed. Many thanks. Helped explain reporting metrics for AI lead captures. So thank you very much from all of our customers, Isha. All right, we've got a few upcoming events happening today. We have the Bollywood dance class in Henna in Saskatoon today at 3 p.m. So get excited for that. We've got Diwali happening on October 20th in 3 days. We've got the Halloween floor decor judgment day. So that's October 29th. Bring your kids to work day if they're in grade 8 in our grade 9 in our Saskatoon office. And the RSVP deadline for the Saskatoon holiday party is on November 7th. Remembrance Day is a statutory holiday in Canada on the 11th. So another long weekend. Cool. We've got a few L&D opportunities here. We've got build mode for AI and ops, and that's on the 21st. We've got the business accelerator on the 22nd, and we've got Workflow Wednesday on the 22nd as well. So lots of exciting opportunities. All right. So I wanted to present a few things today to the group. And so what I wanted to talk a little bit about today in the technology group is specifically our recent work on SOC 2. And so SOC 2 is a lot more than just a checklist. And I think that this is a great opportunity for Vendasta to drive maturity through SOC 2, and that it helps us. And I think one of the core components to understand is SOC 2 is really about this concept that the accountants refer to as controls. And so this is not the same as an engineering control, but this is more an ability for an organization to show really that we say what we do what we say, and then we're able to prove it. And so if you satisfy that kind of constraint, that means you've got something that's called a control. And so some of the areas that we've been really focusing on with our most recent Yesware SOC audit is managing third-party vendors. Now, in the chat, does anybody have any idea how many vendors Vendasta has? Any ideas? I don't see any numbers in the chat yet. 1,800. Thank you, Robin. What we've actually got is that's actually not that far off. Karthik with 400, I think, is very close. We're thinking about it's 350, 360 vendors for Vendasta. And so if you think about it, that's the ones that we've actually cataloged today, and we need to do a bit of work to make sure we're capturing all of them. And so what's important on SOC 2, first of all, is that probably sounds like a ton of vendors, and you're right. We have a lot of duplication of vendors. And so different parts of the company using different vendors. And you can think about this as like the number of vendors that we have for signing digital contracts. Well, we've got different parts of the company that have been using different pieces, and this work has allowed us to choose a standard, migrate to a single vendor, which cleans up data, cleans up process, and also means that we can make things a little bit easier to support. So Yesware, I think, is sitting closer to the 40, but what we're looking at for Vendasta is how do we actually shrink some of these things? And Arnhem is doing some work with our tools, both ContractWorks and Vanta, to make sure that we're actually understanding the catalog of all the software we have, and that we actually do the reviews on, are these the vendors that we want to use and trust? So this is a really exciting change. And from a control perspective, it means we have a better idea of who are we working with and where and who is working on our customers' data. So this is going to be a really positive thing for maturity at Vendasta, and it significantly reduces the risk that we'll suffer a breach or something like that due to a third-party vendor, which is usually our highest risk point. Other part on this is the work that Jason Kuchu has been doing, which is managing access review. And so this is, how many times have one of you wanted to get access to a piece of software? And the answer is ask a friend and they'll give you access, or who knows how you get access. We're bringing standardization to this process, so it's much easier for us to make sure that people get the access to the software that they need when they need it, and the people that own those software pieces also have an understanding of who is using up my licenses and my costs, because we have seen over the years a number of times when someone did purchase software and we see either licenses lacking control or usage, and so we actually exhaust budgets sooner than that person realized. So having control over this is going to be absolutely great. And this is not the only thing that this drives, but this is an important part that's been happening lately around Vanta that I just wanted to share with this group, because it makes a really big difference to our ability to control some of these things. And I think the piece that'll come up next is, on this example, is like, if you do want to have a piece of software, let's talk about the different things. Is, let's say you want to do a trial on some software. Let's say you want to actually procure some new software because you've done a trial and you want to see this thing, you think there's value to be delivered. Let's say you want to renew software, or let's say you want to cancel software. We've got a form, and the link is actually right here in the presentation, but I can include that in the all hands chat as well. There's a simple form here that we're trying to make this easy for people to follow the process, because the process should really support you in safely and effectively doing trials, procuring new software, and managing renewal. Because there's a lot of components here that people don't think about, like a lot of vendors having automatic price increases at renewal, that we can quash some of that if we run it through the process. So this is going to be exciting from both a compliance perspective, but also just from a cost perspective. So these are some exciting things that are happening. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about is going to be some of the R&D culture things that are happening, and this is driving from SOC 2 as well. But one of the things that was exciting is, as a part of this, is we got to run a tabletop exercise. And this is what, when I asked ChatGPT what it looked like, Jason Kuchu was very gracious and took our team through a tabletop exercise. And for those of you that haven't done a tabletop exercise, this is really a simulation of something going wrong. And so in this case, the question is, hey, someone's rolled out, essentially we're seeing customers seeing corrupted data in the CRM. And we followed through a scenario whereby a bad release had been shipped. It was causing corruption. And it basically allowed us to test, how do we escalate these issues? How are these things handled? And a lot of this stuff actually led us to find out that there are some improvements we could make to some of our processes that would lead to us better handling some of these incidents. And for those of you in the sales team that have seen lately some of the incidents we've had, I don't think it's a big surprise that there's room for us to improve on some of these areas. So the tabletop was useful in that it picked up on a couple of the things we've been seeing and had some ways to solve this. Specifically from a compliance perspective, what we found is there's a really big difference. There's a really big difference. I'm not sure why the slide's different here on mine. Let's see here. John, can we do a quick, I'll do a quick refresh here. Hold on. Let's see what I've got here. Sorry about that. There we go. Here we go. This is a slide I was expecting. Sorry about that. The piece that we're looking at here is there's a difference between process and policy. And this maybe seems pedantic, but when it comes down to actually using these things, it makes a huge difference. And what we found is we have a really great incident response policy. But unfortunately, if what you're looking for is a document to guide you through how do you actually manage this while the incident is happening, the policy can be a bit abstract and it can make it difficult to move through, especially when you try to move through quickly. And so this is a space where I think we have some room to tease apart process and policy, so that we have the policy, which is really to describe what we're trying to do here and letting our customers know how we approach these things. And then we have the process, which is you're currently, in the example here, is you're currently having an incident. Here's the steps, follow along, let's make this efficient. So that was one of the outcomes, many more to come, but we're really excited. And I think we're going to be bringing more of these to the rest of the organization. Now, the other thing that was exciting, and this recently happened, was Jason Kutu was a big help to all of R&D when we did the Scrum training for the Matchcraft team. And so our Matchcraft team recently did Scrum training. I think it was in August. And this is when Jason actually helped one of the Scrum trainers we brought in to make sure that he was the impedance layer that matched between the traditional Scrum trainer and what we're actually doing at Vendasta, and trying to help bridge some of that gap. It was a great thing. And if any of you have been to one of the sprint reviews that Matchcraft has put on since then, it's absolutely great change. And we think that this is helping some of the great velocity changes that we're seeing, and also just some of the stuff around Matchcraft having similar capabilities and culture to the rest of Vendasta, allowing them to do great work. But then Jason really thought, hey, wait a minute. If we're going to give Scrum training to Matchcraft, I'm not sure that we've given Scrum training to all of the folks in Chennai either. And so Jason just made a recent round the world trip to do the exact same training support for our entire team in Chennai. And I think it's actually worth us stopping for a minute and giving Jason a round of applause, because he literally flew around the world to make sure that our Chennai team had the same support that our teams here do. So thank you very much, Jason. Now, some of the things we've talked about is a little bit about what SOC 2 is doing for process, a little bit about some of the cultural things that we're trying to support and to standardize through that. And the next thing that we're looking to think about is carving out some time for strategy. And so this is a piece that's come up a lot lately is, there's always issues, there's always things going on, but it's important that we actually take a little bit of time to make sure that we have the alignment and strategy. And so two folks that have been spending a lot of time on this part has been John Vars. And John Vars taking over product and really making sure that we're spending time on roadmaps, making sure we're doing the reviews, but also there's a recent document, and again, I could throw the link in the channel here, but it's called the Product Factory. And this is going to be about us standardizing some of the documentation and processes before we get into our Scrum process. And so this is going to be basically all the things that lead into the RFC. So this is really exciting. And then taking some of this stuff and being able to extrapolate some higher level things even than the product roadmap. So our product roadmap, for those of you that have been to one of the reviews, has a now, next, later, which is 3 quarters. But you'll notice that a lot of companies are talking about what they're going to be doing over the next 3 years. And so more of a vision than a roadmap. And so how do we make sure that the vision that Vendasta has, first of all, is clear, but also it aligns with our roadmap? This is some of the stuff that John's been working on lately to help with some of these conversations with our customers. On the strategy side, Jesse has been pretty relentless over the past 6 months. He's been pushing on what would be the Rummel, Richard Rummel's strategy framework, which is a way for us to standardize the way that we structure strategy. And so I put a picture of it here on the right, but it involves breaking strategy into a couple of pieces. And one of the most important pieces, and the first one that we spend time on, is a diagnosis of what is the situation that we're deciding to address, or what is the situation that this strategy sits in. So this is a really great part of a strategy that is starts describing what's the problem, or what are we trying to see different? And then it allows us to go ahead and talk about, okay, how do we make that happen? And we're working to put this sort of a structure into all of our strategy documents so that we get a little bit of commonality and we make sure that these strategies actually answer the questions that need to be answered. And if you want to see how I think about strategy a little bit, I think that this is a picture that I drew. So I guess I'm gonna have to double apologize to Brian Larson, first of all, for the quality of this slide, but second of all, that I'm not actually going to talk about the data warehouse today. Sorry, Brian. But what we're really talking about on strategy is not that strategy is something that we need to do an absolute ton of, but what we're talking about is that strategy makes sure we have the alignment. And so strategy is really the foundation on which point our tactical execution sits on top of. And so it's important that we do this. Otherwise, we can find that there's just a lack of grounding for our tactics. And we can often be working really hard, looking really busy, but not necessarily delivering the best customer value. And so this is a piece that I think with a little bit of effort, and I think we can all do this, But a challenge here is that I find that strategic thinking and strategic efforts tend to require, a clean headspace and dedicated time, because it's very hard to switch modes from tactical to strategic. It's much easier to go the other way. And so oftentimes, if we're not careful, the strategic thinking doesn't happen because we're focused a little bit too much on the tactical piece. Okay, cool. Well, today we've also got a Vox Populi question. And, I had a chance to go through this guy, so I'd be happy to roll through the answer today. So this is a question from Kendall Johns. And the holiday season is such a wonderful time to recharge and spend time with loved ones. And I know many of us really appreciate Vendasta's focus on work-life balance. I'm curious if the executive team has ever considered closing the office between Christmas and New Year's, similar to some of the other tech companies in Saskatoon, like 7Shifts do, to give everyone a chance to fully rest and come back refreshed in the new year. Many of our partners are typically also closed during that period, so it could be an opportunity to align, and we could communicate this in advance. Even something like extending the break to include Friday, January 2nd this year would be amazing. Has this ever been discussed as a possible future perk or a company-wide holiday closure? Well, we've got a couple of things, I guess, in terms of how I would think about this. One of the challenges we have is that, while a lot of customers aren't, as busy this time, we're going to find that there are lots of folks at Vendasta that they're in customer supporting roles, that this is not going to be something that we can do. And so I think that for those folks, we would hate for it to be that we close the office and they have to figure out how to work. So I think the idea is that we're very flexible. And I think that if people want to take holidays, we definitely encourage it. But I also know for a lot of folks, this can actually be the best week of the year to be in the office because it's a low distraction week. So we're going to chat a bit about this as an executive, but we really want to make sure that for those of you that Christmas isn't a holiday that is as important to you, or for those of you that do have responsibilities over this time, we're not going to make you take holidays. We'd really like to make sure that we're flexible on that, but we will have a further discussion to see if there's anything we can do around this, but hopefully that helps there. So I don't see us doing a formal office closure in this space, but maybe, there are some things we can do to make sure people do feel supported in taking like a small amount of holidays and getting a lot of time. So that would be great. With that, why don't we jump on to, I think we've got to welcome up Bill O'Dell. Bill, do you want to come on up?
All right, hopefully this is the only time you have to see my ugly mug this entire season as we lead up to Extra Life Game Day 2025, because we've got some other people on the committee, and I like being up here and being able to tell you guys stuff. So today is the day that I get to actually finally kick off what we're doing on game day. And this is all about everybody coming to Vendasta headquarters on game day. So let's go forward here. There's some stuff that's missing on the slide. There we go. Okay, so this is still part of community support. As usual, this is where we're trying to be part of the pillar. One of our pillars of focus is enriching the lives of children and family in need. As you can see, we've got a couple of other pillars, but this is still one of the community support initiatives. By the numbers, there's a lot of numbers here. It has changed over the years. We were one of 2,671 teams. You guys can take a look at the numbers. There's been social media posts about this across Extra Life, et cetera, et cetera. One of the big things is that our Saskatoon office helps Jim Pattison. Our Boca office helps Nicholas. And we actually have some stuff in Chennai as well, which we'll talk about today. Extra Life Game Day, when does it happen? November 8th through the 9th from 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. It is 24 hours. You do not have to be here for 24 hours. It's open to Vendastians, family, and friends. And we will actually have a child ambassador from Jim Pattison's Hospital Foundation joining us for a portion of the day. They really enjoyed it last year and wanted to be able to come back. And I know that they're bringing their sibling as well. and we just want to welcome them back. It is family friendly. We want to have as many families and Vendastians here as possible because it's all about gaming and having fun. And that's what this is about today, is what are we doing? So we're doing games all day, games of any type. We're talking foosball, we're talking ping pong, we're talking Mario Kart, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons & Dragons, board games, PC, console. We're actually going to have a dedicated Minecraft server, so there's a lot of stuff, a lot of different options for people to be able to come and just have fun with your friends and your family. We are going to have food and snacks all day. We're going to have pizza in the evening supplied by the Extra Life crew, and we're also going to have a bake sale, which will actually help towards the fundraising. We also, for Chennai, that is all happening in Saskatoon. For Chennai, they're actually going to have like an Extra Life game weekend, and it helps the Eden Charitable Trust, or that office helps the Eden Charitable Trust. They're going to have a potluck on November 13th, a bake sale on the 14th, and game day on November 16th. So they're actually going to be doing it over a number of days, and it's always nice to see their other offices get involved and trying to raise funds. Because the reality is that, yes, ultimately we are trying to raise funds, but at this point what I'm really trying to do is just say, come and join us as we try to raise funds. You don't have to do it yourself. The raising funds, the gaming, please come and join us. And if you actually want to do a little bit of support and you don't want to necessarily come that day, you still have until 3 o'clock this afternoon to get a t-shirt. There is a $10 of that cost goes to actually to Extra Life, so that's cool. And then, so we're going to have more details to come with some of the stuff that's already scheduled and the sign up. And the sign up is basically just so we can figure out how many people are going to be there, if we've got any food allergies, et cetera, et cetera. And then the scheduling and sign-ups info for game day is kind of like, if you want to bring some games, if you want to schedule something or anything like that. If you want to raise funds, come talk to us. We'll always help you out. But otherwise, just come and have fun gaming with us. And with that, we actually have a video as well of somebody who has not been on the committee, but has been part of Extra Life for a number of years and is one of those people that just comes and games and helps support us. So if, John, you want to run the video, that would be great.
The Extra Life mission and the Children's Hospital here in Saskatoon are important to me because 2 years ago, my sister had twin baby girls, and one of them was needing some extra support. So I actually went home with my sister and the other little lady to give her some support at home while my brother-in-law stayed at the hospital with the other little one. So, being directly involved in that, being there to support my sister really kind of drives home the mission of Extra Life and what those Children Miracle Network hospitals do. Well, there's a lot of different ways to participate. You don't necessarily have to run fundraising yourself. You can donate directly to a friend or through our company. We have a team, and showing up and playing on the day is actually a huge thing. It really shows a really great message of how much we're trying to support these hospitals, and it really makes a big impact, especially at a company like Vendasta, where we have a whole group of folks doing that for 24 hours. I've been at Vendasta for just about, actually 9 years this week. And I've been at least donating and attending game days that whole time. The first one we did that year, I came down to the 24-hour stream, played some games, donated to some of the stuff that we were doing, and just have always been trying to participate with Vendasta. I actually had a buddy who ran a D&D campaign or a one-shot for us on the 24-hour game day. So we all came in. There was a group, I think there was 6 or 7 of us. There was a bunch of folks running a Magic the Gathering tournament, playing their games, and a bunch of folks around playing video games and board games. So it was a really good day. I think we spent 8 hours playing D&D that day and got to do food and chat and just hang out with everyone. It was a really, really lovely day getting to participate in that. The Extra
As mentioned, you'll see some announcements in the Saskatchewan announcement channel and our Fun Extra Life channel. Come out and game with us. It'll be fun. Thanks.
All right, I think now it's time for our wonderful pun of the week. Robin, are you going to come up and give a special present for those present?
I'll come do this for sure. Also, everybody come on up at 3 o'clock. It's going to be really fun. Even if you're not joining the dance, come have some chai. Keith is making a super tasty masala chai drink. If you're dressed up really bright and fun like me, get a photo, post it in your house chat. Can somebody help me open this? I'm just a girl. Okay. I also got some new gift cards this week, so super exciting. Okay, number is 172-684-01.
Anybody? Nobody?
Hopefully they're not here. We can go again.
5, 4, 3, 2. Oh. Shay. Okay. Happy weekend, y'all. Happy Diwali for those that celebrate. Stay safe. Stay